War and peace. I have often asked myself whether it is at all possible to have a just war. Can any war be justified whatever the reasons are given to excuse it? In the text Summa Theologica, the theologian Aquinas, who wrote this work in the 13th century, made a case for a just war. His reasoning was founded on the Christian Bible and philosophers such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. He especially drew from the writings of Augustine, the Bishop of Hippo, who suggested that war and taking part in one was not always a sin, so in some cases could be justified. These and other principles have formed the basis for modern legislation regarding how nations and individuals should act in war. Firstly, a legitimate authority such as a king, president, or parliament decides to enter war. The war must have a just cause, for example, defense against an aggressor. Right intention is crucial. War aims to restore justice, not personal gain. It must be proportional, avoid excessive harm, and have prospects of success. Ultimately, war is the last resort when no other alternatives remain. Secondly, violence in war must be proportional to the injury suffered. Excessive force is prohibited. Also, a distinction between combatants and non-combatants is crucial. Protecting civilians is essential. The recent so-called special military operation waged by Russia in Ukraine, can this be called a just war? The president of Russia seems to believe that the government and forces in this neighboring country are fascists and so need to be removed. We must acknowledge that the revolution of dignity in 2014, which followed President Yanukovych's decision not to sign a political association and free trade agreement with the European Union, certainly could have been called a coup. Nevertheless, there followed democratic elections, which led to a move towards Western principles. Is this a just war? 7 months ago, Israel saw the worst atrocities since the Second World War. These vicious and horrendous acts cannot be treated as anything but evil. However, since then, have the responses of the Israeli government been proportionate? And has there been due consideration to the Palestinian non-combatants? Is this a just war? Nations have claimed throughout history their wars to be just. In some cases, it could be argued that that is true, but even those could have been avoided if we as a species had been less self-centered.